Okay, so now we will commence doing a nice layer cut. Shorter layers, keep a little bit of the length, take a little bit away, and nice blended layers into the haircut. So, okay, also great. Okay, come around. See all the length that we have. Do all that. Weer on. Stop. Start off on the top section, doing nice neat sections. Always use neat sections when you do layering, because I believe in sloppy sections give you sloppy work. Cutting technique, which does not give you too blunt cut with layers, because you're going to soften the layers afterwards, which does not give you lines falling into your haircut.
This is nice.
Okay, so as soon as I'm done with this section on the top, you flip this over and you start cross-sectioning to check your work and see if it's done correctly. Then you take this whole section. I normally pull this upwards. You check whether it's done correctly as is. See if there's any softness that you need to take away. Now you neatly take the section and you fold it away. Now you have the rest of the hair to start with your soft layering from the side. You comb it down neatly. As you can see, I've got neat partings come around. And now I'll start with my layering going from the side, measuring upwards. Still doing inward cutting, not blunt cutting into a layer, because else it creates very harsh lines which you do not want. Okay. As you can see, I'm starting to connect the line to the bottom, and I'm creating the line which is now catching from the top section to the bottom, so it's starting to connect. There's no disconnecting from the lines, so there's no over directing, no disconnection. It's all connecting with each other. Okay. You can see as I'm coming around to the other side, it's still connecting, no disconnecting. It's all flowing within each other, and we are still getting all the layers into each other. Nice and neat partings, still creating nice neat work. Okay. Okay, now we are going to the back section. So now I'm sectioning off my front and neatly creating so I can work to the back space to start doing the back section and the length. You ask your client to move a little bit to the front, keep their feet next to each other so you have a direct line, so you don't have skew lines coming through to the back, and you neatly take your hair all the way down, nice and straight, and you go through the ends as you can see, and you do soft inward cutting on the ends to create a soft, neat line at the bottom. If the client wants a very blunt cut, then you would commence a cut like that. If the client wants a soft line, like my client has asked now, you do inward cutting as such as I did now. Now you go and you pull your layers all the way down and you go over and you literally just bring them all together and blend them in all together. All nice and neat. There we go. Now this is where I take my top section off and I take a little bit from the top section and I pull it all the way backwards. This is where you check and see whether it all connects and you have done a neat sectioning technique. This is where I pull this down. This is where I pull this up and you start connecting and see whether there is anything out of order, and you take those pieces and you soften it inside into the layers. Once again, I'm still doing inward cutting because we do not want any blunt lines into the hair. This was a complete correction cut, which we have done now from a previous hairstylist, which had a little bit of a problem having done a haircut. So we had sides which were a little bit longer than the other side. So as I said, we did a correction haircut. Now, as always, you go with your hands and you do the old technique of checking your work, making sure that it's completely perfect on one side to the other side, and checking your work. Always double cross and check your work. Make sure that it is neat, perfect, and everything is the same as one side to the other side. Okay, so now we are finishing off with our front sections. We are combing everything to the front so we can see whether it is all perfect, and the front section is the nice last section where we check whether all our work is nice, neat, and the framework around the face is perfect. And you ask your client to slightly tip to the front so you can have more movement and see where you have to comb and not touch her face with the comb. And you lightly go over and you go and you just neaten off softly into the layer. See whether there's any pieces, which there shouldn't be any. If you did your cut correctly, your hair should be looking exactly like that. There shouldn't be any pieces hanging out and it should be quite perfect. And there we have the perfect hair cuts, perfect layers. And you should not have any lines, anything problem going through the layers. Just talk a little bit to the back for me, Maze. There we go. Still have beautiful length. Now we have beautiful layers and they're all nice and soft. And she still has a nice full body of hair. Nice, neatly layered. Thank you. Okay, so here we have hair that we are going to blow dry. And as you can see, it is not straight as of self. And we have just added a little bit of elixir from Kerastars, and we are just going to blow dry and have a nice smooth blowout on the hair. And we will commence doing a nice full on straight blow dry with a full blow dry brush.
Abby.
You're blow drying nice and softly, not inconveniencing your client into the face with hot air. Also, you can see the layers nicely forming. Gently blowing downwards so you do not disturb the cuticle layer and getting frizzy hair. Also, not putting your nozzle down onto the brush where you can burn the client's hair. As you can see, going nice and softly, all the hair can flow into each other as you blow dry. Directing your air always downwards onto the brush. You can see all your layers nicely flowing into each other, no lines. Softly, the hair is nice and shiny, flat cuticle layers. Okay? Okay. Gently just move it out of the face, getting away from the baby flouts. I always end off my blow dries with on cold setting, so your blow dry will set. Whereas hot air, your hair still does have to have a movement in. When you cool it down, it sets instantly and it stays straight as you do that. So there we have nice, neat layers. Come on now. Nice blow dried. I will definitely use a elixir on the ends just to give that an extra soft shine and manageable for the ends, for split ends. But it all blends nicely. You have your layers, whichever side you throw it, you won't have any lines coming through. It's nice and soft, still nice and long, manageable, no lines. Nicely done, nicely soft blow dry. Yeah, wouldn't do. There we go. Are you happy, man?
Very happy. Much better.
Much, much better. There we go. Thanks.
Okay.
That's all right.